Fellow Girl Scouts of Minnesota and Wisconsin Lakes and Pines, I'm here today to show you how to tie a fly with materials that you can find around the house. I do have fly tying materials that you can buy from stores and things like that, but I thought it'd be a fun challenge, and I was asked to tie a fly by our program department to share a hobby that I have with you while you're indoors. So things that I collected to do this, and you might not have these, but hopefully you can find a substitute for them, are vice grip pliers that I'm going to use to hold my hook, some thread from a sewing kit that I have, a twisty tie from, I think this is from Bread or an Electronic or something like that, but they're the ones that are like bendy, a hair tie, and some bristles that I took from a broom that were falling off. So that's what I'm going to use today. They do have fly tying tools and materials that you can buy from a store or online, and you're more than welcome to look at those. I know the Superior Angler in Superior is where I get my supplies from, but with parental permission you could either stop in there if you're in the Twin Ports, or you could look online. Just make sure you have that parent or guardian with you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the hook that I have. Hopefully you can find one in a tackle box. If you can't do that, maybe you could take a pin or a paper clip and you could bend it. If you don't want to fish with it, maybe you just want to try making a fly, that's fine too. And I'm going to secure it with my pliers. Make sure not to hook myself. Lock it in there, and then I've got this part set. Now I'm going to take my clamp that I also had in the basement, or you could use maybe books and set it in between there. Something to hold it tight. Go like this, get a couple wraps going, and then continue around. They do make tools, like I said, to make this easier, so you can hold the thread and control it a little better. But this is what we have to do if we don't have tools and we want to try something new. I'm going to go all the way back to the bend of the hook on this one. I'm going to be tying a fly that it'll look similar to a bug called a stonefly. It'll be its nymph stage, which means it's not quite a fly yet. It dwells in aquatic settings and lives on stones or stumps. You might have even seen one if you've ever turned over a rock and seen like a black looking bug with legs crawling all over the place. They're pretty neat bugs. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it two antenna looking things sticking out of the back side. And what I want this to look like eventually is this is a pattern that I tied with feathers and fur and things you can buy from the store. Something like this. Two up front antenna, two in the back, and then what look like legs. This one has feathers, but you can kind of see that profile. Oh, that's what we want it to look like. I am going to take one of those bristles that I took from a broom that was falling apart. I'm going to bend it a little bit to get a V shape, something close to a V. I'm going to grab my thread, and I am gonna attach it to the back so that it's sticking out like this. See how I've got this right there? I'm gonna tie it in with the thread. So that it's tightly on there. Okay, I'm going to trim this one here just so it looks a little bit closer to the length of the other one. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in this bread wrap that I talked about, this bendy thing. This is going to make up the body. So I want to go about halfway with it. Same thing, wrap the thread all the way around the hook and all the way around this. Then I'm going to bring the thread up to the front of the hook because I'm going to wrap this bread tie around the hook. See, I'm going around, trying to build up a body. It's not going to look perfect, but I bet a fish should still eat it. And I'm even going to try it this week. Okay. I made it to the front. I'm going to lock this in by doing the same thing, tying it down so it doesn't slip around the hook. The next thing I'm going to do is give this some front antenna and some legs. Now what I'm going to do for legs is, I don't have a pet, but if you have a cat, a dog, a rabbit, something that you like to comb or groom, spend some time, brush it out, get a clump of this fur here. We're going to use this to make it look like a bunch of little legs sticking out from the sides of it. I'm just going to tie this in. The fish is only going to have a couple seconds to look at this if this is what you're going to use it for, to decide whether or not it's going to go hungry or if it's going to eat it. So we just want it to look kind of like this from a profile. If the fish sees it maybe from the bottom, is it swimming on the bottom of the river? That's what we're going for. The next thing we're going to do is give it those front antenna. I'm going to do the same thing I did to the back of the fly. I'm going to bend this into a V. I'm going to try and wrap so it's front facing. All right. Got a couple there. Oops. This is a really challenging way to do it, especially if you've never tied a fly before. There's tons of great resources online. Trout Unlimited, Minnesota and Wisconsin chapters, great place to go if you're looking to learn how to tie a fly or how to fish. We offer a session at Our World, Our Family on fly tying. So there's options there. Go to your local fly shop. If you're not in the Twin Ports area, with a parent or guardian, go online and have them take you in to the fly shop, and feel free to shop around. All of them want you guys to learn how to fish. You're the future of fishing. Okay. So I've got the antennas tied up front, I've got the back antennas, and I've got some hair that hopefully look like some legs to a fish. The last thing I have to do is tie off the thread to the hook so that it doesn't come off. There's a ton of ways to do this. The most simple way that I can show you is I took a pen and I took out the writing part of it, so I just have the tube. I can take this, put it to the front of the fly, right over the part of the hook there. The front of it, the eye. I can wrap it around a few times, see if I can get a grip. 1, 2, 3. 3 times around the pen, or 4. See, I've got this thread all wrapped. Pull it onto itself. Pull tight. Straighten up the antenna. I've got it attached. Clip my fly thread, and there we have a fly that we could fish with.